Report a shot fired at officers trying to stop the vehicle. We have one officer shot.
We got shots fired. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy, code red, shots fired.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the warehouse.
Now it's Shots Fired with your hosts TJ Kirgin, Dinah Death Milberg, and the lovely Krystal Powers.
Begun, the queer wars have.
Yes, the queer wars have begun. Thank you for that, Yoda.
Welcome, you are.
Wow.
Yep. That's how this Saturday is starting out, folks. This is TJ Kirgin, a.k.a. Sig Glockencolt, the local warlord, and I am joined today by Yoda.
Hello.
Formerly known as Dinah Death Milberg, also Alex. And then we don't have the lovely Krystal Powers again because she's, I don't know, putting down flooring or something still. I mean, I think she's lying to us at this point.
You ever been ghosted by a girl where she just keeps coming up with
exactly
excuses?
how I feel.
Yeah, that's how we're starting to feel here. It's
No.
like, I'm totally still doing my flooring and trim.
Yeah, she's
Just
doing
just tell us you've moved on, all right?
She's doing her trim. And that guy laughing because he's a pervert, that's Chris Dixon, everybody.
What's up? How
Welcome
you guys
to the
doing?
show, formerly known as FDE. No,
Still FDE.
still FDE.
Still the notorious
Formerly
FDE.
known as that.
Notorious FDE.
Currently dressed like he's not allowed within 500 feet of a school.
Yo, these dinosaurs have beer cans on them, and this is a real Florida Hawaiian
But they're not
shirt.
Anheuser-Busch products, so it is allowed in the studio.
Yep.
True story.
Speaking of that, so you started out by saying that queer wars have begun, or have begun. They have.
Yeah.
What are the queer wars? Because I'm super
Funny
interested
you should
about
ask
this,
that.
You know, 'cause I've been excited about zombie apocalypse my whole life. Recently, I've been looking forward to the Chinese invasion. You know, we've been doing the Sweet 16 guns of
Same.
Chinese apocalypse, zombie invasion. You know, whichever comes
But
first.
it just keeps growing.
But now, you know, then we added the transgender revolution.
Yes.
Because that seems to be something that may be coming.
It's spicing up, too.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I'm ignoring that.
And now there is infighting. There's a civil war between the queers.
Yes.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, so apparently the whole mutilating kids thing is the final straw that the gay community is currently been like, yo, yeah, so we're done with these dudes.
Yeah, the gay community as a large
We're done.
is not into the whole grooming and drag show thing with at schools. I mean, they're cool drag shows, but not at, you know, with children's schools and the grooming of children with these books. And
Yeah, so
the teaching, yada, yada, yada.
One
there's
could
been a
say
pretty big
they're out and loud.
split.
They're out and proud about it, you know?
Yeah.
They are not proud about it this time, though.
No, they're which, I mean, it could be said that kind of was a given that comes out and is encouraged, and then this is the results of it as well, because once you open that box, where does it stop? But I'm not going to go into that.
Who is perpetrating it more? Is it Woman 2.0 or Woman point?
Well,
can't
so
keep
I don't know
track.
exactly what you mean by that, but you know
Woman
that-
2.0. That's a tranny.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. It's the next evolution.
Yeah, but 2.0 indicates an upgrade. I would say this is not.
No,
an
it's Woman
upgrade.
2.0. Oh, God.
Oh boy!
Well played. Well played. Yeah. All right.
What
I
does
see
this
what
have
you
to
did.
do with guns?
I don't know. Well, the trainees will use them.
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
Because
Boom. Full circle.
So this all started because there's a meme going around.
Yes.
With Yoda on it.
Yeah.
And
It's
it says
it's showing a couple tweets
Yeah.
from different gay activists.
Can you read those to us,
Yeah,
please,
so
Alex?
here's one that says, not the whole LGBTQ, as in the LGB, you do not speak for me. Hashtag groomer, hashtag leave our kids alone, hashtag LGB without the TQ plus. And it's mutilating minors, erasing women, destroying female sports. And it's a picture of the rainbow flag with LGBTQ plus. And it says underneath, wasn't part of the deal. And it's a split in the flag. Then another one, snip, snip, it's now official. I now pronounce the mutual divorce between the LGB and TQ plus community. The time is now. And it's showing one of the gay flags that's been modified with the pink and blue of the trans community.
Can you
they
imagine
chopped
what the
flag.
battlefield of this future looks like?
Glitter.
Probably a lot of unicorns, a lot of bright pastels.
It will be fabulous.
It's gonna be like ether.
It'll be the
every
most
day.
stylish war ever.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Most best dressed fighters ever.
You know,
Yeah, it
that-
could be like it'd be like the Civil War, you know, where the redcoats. No, it wasn't
Can
the Civil
you
War.
imagine
that was,
the
that was the
wetters home?
Revolution?
Yeah.
It would be like the Revolution, where you got the redcoats and the bluecoats, and they're facing off in a field. Except
It's Coachella.
You got the trainees and the weird queers on one side, and then you got like all the gays that are just really cool and normal on the other side. And they're doing like flash dance moves at each other, like, you know, like striking poses.
I'm just imagining Glocks can't be used because of the fact that Glocks don't work when you limp wrist.
It's gonna have the best
you are
soundtrack
correct. When you
ever.
limp wrist a Glock, or any handgun for that matter, it will fail to feed the next round.
It's true. So we know that won't be used by either side.
It could make it more like the Revolution. They got one shot. And
Yeah, it's true.
Do you guys follow Gays Against Groomers on Instagram?
I have.
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
I have seen their page. Matter of fact, I was just getting ready to look it up. I follow the Gay Who Strayed.
Okay.
Which is another page that I think she's part of Gays Against Groomers, which is a big organization.
Yeah, 251,000 followers right now.
251,000. Now they say that this trans community is about 1.6 million in the United States. Which is a very small percentage of the whole, but yet they are seemingly the loudest and the most in the news. Why is that, Alex? I mean, you're close to that community.
Huh?
Do tell. Sorry, I thought law enforcement would have been more your territory.
Oh,
Boom!
wow.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Double
That's
ironic
the
is
name
the
of
name of the
show. I
podcast.
like it.
No, I have a take. It's because the current administration has screwed up everything so bad. Anything to deflect from what's actually happening that actually matters.
Well, and see, I think it's bigger than just the administration. I think it's,
The world.
well, yeah, that, and I think, the world is run by essentially a cabal of billionaires.
Yes.
Right? They're what we used to call oligarchs.
Yeah.
When we talked negatively about those who influence Russian politics and really tell the Kremlin what to do, right? The puppet masters of Putin himself.
Yes.
They are the oligarchs. And really what we have here in America now is we have what was a republic. Then they said it was a democracy, even though it was supposed to be a republic. And now it's becoming an oligarchy, just like Russia, where
Some sort of,
a handful. And so there used to be like a handful of billionaires, right? There was you could count them on your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a handful of billionaires in St. Louis.
Wow.
There are thousands of billionaires. I think it's like a couple thousand. I'm not sure. It might be like 1,500, 1,600. It might be less, it might be more. I don't know. I'm
Still a lot.
not reading Forbes enough to stay up on the number. But I can tell you that in every city in America, there's billionaires. And then it's just in America, right? And so now you have this group of very, very powerful people
Yeah.
that are investing their billions in things. And what are they investing it in? They're investing it in BlackRock, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody out there listening know what BlackRock is?
If not, you probably should.
BlackRock is, we'll talk about it more after the break, but you need to know about BlackRock. I went down this rabbit hole a couple weeks ago because I'd heard of Blackstone. I've heard of...
Didn't that start with the first time I heard about it was the whole
French?
Palestine, Ohio derailment thing.
I thought you guys were talking about
that might have
France.
been when you
That's-
started
that's
hearing
when I
more
started
about
hearing
BlackRock. I heard about BlackRock in the housing market and real estate, and I really wasn't sure what it all meant. But Blackstone actually comes from that CIA spy movie. What's that?
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Jason Bourne movie. Yeah, Blackstone.
Yeah,
right?
that was.
Oh my
Blackstone
God.
Project. So
Yeah.
that's what I think of when I think of BlackRock. But BlackRock is literally,
Where do you think they got it from?
currently, it's an American-based company, but it is an international company with branches all over the world, and it is the largest company in the world
Yeah.
with holdings. Some say up to 80% of American publicly traded corporations. BlackRock has significant holdings in them. So major holdings in 80% of American companies. We're talking Kellogg's. We're talking We're talking everything.
Media.
And so there are theories as to why BlackRock is forcing the woke agenda, not only through its influence with government and your billionaire cabals, but also through these corporations. It's the only thing that makes sense why these corporations would stick their neck out like AB did.
Yeah.
And obviously that failed for them pretty badly, and I love it.
White.
We need to see more of that. We talked about on last week's show, Kellogg's was doing a transgender celebration, LGBTQ celebration cereal. What was that? It was Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes.
You can't, and
it was called Together.
The memes make themselves now.
Pride. Yeah, but Together with Pride. Yes. But now they can't be together. If there's going to be a civil war in the LGBTQ and the queers and the trans against the gays, you can no longer have your Frosted Flakes and your Fruit Loops in the same cereal bowl. It's not going to work. Hey, we'll be back after this, and maybe we'll talk about something that means something to you. We'll figure that out during the break. All right, we're talking about the real enemy out there, and it might be BlackRock.
Yes.
Right? BlackRock is so big and so powerful that I'm just going to caveat this by saying, as I've done in the past when talking about the Clintons,
Not suicide.
I love my life, and I love my wife, I love my kids, I love my dogs, and I have no intention of killing myself anytime soon. So if something bad happens to me, it was BlackRock.
All maintenance has been done on his vehicles. They're up to date. His brakes work on everything.
Yeah. So BlackRock, I haven't got to their market cap or anything, or what their total holdings is, but they own large shares, not controlling shares. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think so. Chris, off the air, you said, how is this not a monopoly?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're getting around it because they don't have controlling shares.
Yeah.
Okay. It's minority share, but it's still enough share that they have influence over the company's board. And sometimes that can be as little as 7%.
Oh, wow.
If you own 6 or 7% of a company that's publicly traded, they listen to you.
Yeah.
Right? You have influence. And so let me just read through some of these. Tesla,
Wow.
Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, NVIDIA, which they make chips, I believe, JP Morgan Chase, Johnson & Johnson, which makes basically everything in your bathroom, Exxon Mobil Corporation, United Healthcare Group, Visa, and the list goes on and on and on.
Safe to say, I think everyone listening has at least one item from one of those companies you just named.
So there are 7 owners to BlackRock. 7 billionaires that own BlackRock. Larry Fink is the main dude that started it.
Ultimate villain name.
Yeah.
Robert Capito, Susan Wagner, Barbara Novick, Gen Golub, Hugh Frater, Ralph Scholstein, and Keith Anderson. Have you ever heard any of those names?
No.
No.
No, but these are some of the most powerful people on the globe. And that is what I'm talking about, folks. You'd never hear about the people that are truly running the show. They put out an idiot like Biden, who can't find his butthole from a hole in the ground, doesn't even know what day it is, and probably doesn't even wipe his own butt.
Yeah.
And they get you to believe he's in charge and that he is some sort of evil maniacal.
He doesn't even believe he's in charge.
He doesn't even know he's in charge.
Yeah.
He's there for the ice cream.
Did you see him in Ireland? Did you see him come out on stage in Ireland? It looked like a WWC.
Yeah.
It was really funny. He was like, oh, and I know you can't see it on the radio, but I'm turning my head to left and right and making the O face. It was hilarious.
like Hillary did when she walks out to seize the
When the
balloons.
Yeah.
Mouth open, just like she's getting ready to have, like she's there for the transgender revolution.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So I will find out some more information about BlackRock. We'll continue talking about BlackRock as the breaks go on. I don't want to. This isn't a financial show. It's not a business show. But we talk about the things that, the things that are influencing the world. Right?
Know your enemy.
Yeah, and everybody thinks, it's just geopolitics, it's socioeconomic. It's really
This all gets put into some people's brains from somewhere. This doesn't just happen.
Yeah, companies that are making millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, don't wake up one day and go, you know what? We should do some super controversial marketing to reach less than 1% of the American population that might piss off 90% of our customer base.
Yeah.
But we should do it because it's hip and it's now, and we need to reach these young people.
These Wokens.
The Wokens. Is that what they're calling them now?
No.
I like that, though.
I like Wokens.
I made it,
that
though.
term should stick.
I
Woken.
like Wokens.
Yeah.
I've been woken.
That may be one of the most intelligent things you've said.
We could be whacking Wokens during the war.
Those wascally Wokens.
Whacking the wascally Wokens.
Progressive futtery. Progressive
Are we back
futtery.
to progressive
We're
futtery?
back to
Yep.
progressive futtery.
It's come full circle.
If you want to know what progressive futtery is, you have to listen to last week's show. In order to do that, you have to travel back in time or subscribe to our podcast on any podcast platform out there, like Apple or Google.
All the ones that Blackstone has.
Yeah, all the ones that are owned by Blackstone.
Those.
That our show, you know why our show will not be pulled from those podcasts anytime soon?
Why?
Because we don't have enough listeners to matter to Blackstone. They honestly could give two craps about what we have to say.
Yeah, we don't have 7% stake in their online yet.
No.
Well, hopefully
You want to
one
hear one
day.
of my theories of Blackstone? So Blackstone is notoriously buying up property all over the country.
Yeah.
All right. And by property, I mean people's houses. All right. There's a lot of people in the conspiracy theory corner of America that have all been proven right lately that are thinking that, you know, as inflation has gone up, what, 30%?
Give
Right.
or take, yeah.
But home values in that same period, approximately the same period, have gone up 300%.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, back in the day, the average dude was making, you know, $50,000. Now that you know, a couple years later, the average dude's making $70,000. This is nationwide, you know, net income average, whatever. But the average house value went from the 100 and something thousand to 300 and something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what they're saying is, and what economists have always been saying, is that they, you know, eventually home ownership will not be a thing in America anymore. That people won't be able to afford home ownership. That everybody will be forced to rent.
Yeah.
Right? Because the house values will price that will grow faster than incomes and be pressured by inflation. And so now you've got only the rich can own houses, and everybody else, which is, you know, depending on how you define rich, anywhere from 97% to 99% of the world would have to rent. You have your hand up, sir.
How else?
This is a radio show.
Yeah.
Say something.
How else do you expect to control the masses? If you don't control their housing and you don't control where they sleep, when they sleep, and everything else, how are you going to control the population?
I agree completely. But it's the ultimate. You know how everything's going subscriber.
Uh-huh.
You got to subscribe to have your windows work in your car, right? You have to subscribe to watch TV. You have to subscribe to watch TV shows. I wanted to watch a soccer game the other day at the soccer park, you know, and I had to subscribe to HBO Max to be able to watch the soccer games at the soccer park. Everything is a subscription this day. And they're moving to car subscriptions. You know, that's basically what a lease is, right? You're subscribing to a car. You know, and even if you're buying it through a mortgage, you're subscribing to it. You really don't own it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to fix that one. But so they're going towards subscriber-based housing, right? Which is rental.
Yeah.
And so BlackRock, what they're doing is they're taking their incredible liquidity, hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're gobbling up, you know, houses from people that need to sell them because they can't afford their payments anymore, or they're not making enough money, or whatever. And they're buying those houses cheap. You know, we buy houses for cash.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen those billboards.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're buying up those houses and then they're turning them into rental properties. And so think about it. If you push a woke agenda and aid in the destruction of Americans' values and American economics, crash the dollar, do everything that you can to destroy what this country's about, what can you buy cheap? Everybody's house. And then rent it back to them.
It's actually brilliant. What do you want to make a bet they have stake in, like Pfizer and other stuff that had to do with COVID?
Oh, I guarantee it. Did you see that the
Well, Johnson Johnson.
Johnson
That's
Johnson
right there.
Did you see that? Was it the Merck or the Merck? What's that one? Two of the vaccines are no longer approved by the FDA in the United States for use.
It's so
Weird.
guys, like, I don't want to get started on this one though, real quick, and I'll be fast. Like the whole way that the medical system has been working lately with the COVID is really showing that it's not more about your health. It's more about the money they can get from it. It's more like a war economy. You're going to see more and more of this. So people like legit just always needing to get some vaccine or some crap, which really pushes towards what you guys are saying, the BlackRock.
It's subscription-based. We'll talk about subscription-based health care in a minute. We got to go. We'll go pay the bills. What's really interesting about Blackstone is they are or BlackRock.
Yeah.
BlackRock is also publicly traded. And so you can buy stock in a company and buy stock in other companies. It doesn't seem like a pyramid scheme, does it?
Stockception.
Stocks and stocks.
And so now, year to date, their stock is down 16%. No, 2.3%. Sorry, so $16. Right now, their shares are $695 a share. Whew. And their market cap is $104 billion.
That's decent.
$104 billion is their market cap.
What's sad is how much good you could do with that type of money and capital they have. Like, they actually wanted to do something positive, but no, I guess it's...
You could buy islands and put all the Clintons on them.
Somebody already did that.
Called Epstein Island. Didn't work out.
You said positive.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm not going to say what that meant regarding them, but we can just come to assumptions on that one. I think everyone can figure that out.
So you're talking about vaccines, and we're talking about everything's becoming a subscription.
Yeah.
Right. I said this during COVID. The vaccine model is nothing more than, why is Bill Gates involved in vaccines? Because he had the perfect business model. You make a computer, okay, and then you make a virus for it.
Yep.
And then you make an antivirus for it.
Yep. When you have to subscribe to an update yearly.
Yeah, and then the virus gets more intelligent, so you have to get more software. You have to pay every year to keep your software updated. And so, bad news for you guys, you are the computer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there aren't as many tech geeks around as, doctors.
Right.
So,
and with AI coming, there won't be any doctors left.
Have you been following the ChatGP?
I play with ChatGP all the time. I think it's great. I cannot wait to fire my accountants and my lawyers. I'm serious. I spend tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on attorneys, drafting contracts and agreements and reviewing things, and accountants, looking at cash flow and telling me what's against the law and what's legal and how to do this and how to do that. Well, ChatGP can do all that for me, literally.
Yeah.
I asked it, I'm like, hey, can you manage my cash flow? And it's like, well, how do you manage your cash flow? I'm like, QuickBooks and Google Spreadsheets. And it's like, connect my API to your Google Sheets and connect my API, or add me to your Google Sheets, connect my API to your QuickBooks, and I will be able to consult you on your cash flow. And I'm like, wow, that's freaking awesome. I mean, honestly, if I but it is going to be the end of the world, because anybody in knowledge-based industry, if you have the word expert or consultant on your business card, I would be very, very scared right now. Now, will attorneys lose everything? No, because ChatGP can't argue a case in court. But most of the money that attorneys make is from creating legal documents, which ChatGP couldn't do that all day long.
I didn't think about that. That's an interesting point.
I wanted to learn about bonds. All right. I don't want to get too boring and in the weeds here, but my understanding is that when inflation goes up, bond values go down. When inflation goes down, bond values go up. They're inversely proportionate. And my economists that I follow are ITR economists. They said that when inflation turns and we see the Fed begin to lower rates, that's the time to get into some AAA rated bonds, not American bonds, no, because American government bonds are not safe right now. But like Switzerland bonds or whatever, to put your money in someplace safe, your cash, tie it up to something with a decent return,
non-oil
and
based.
So I wanted to learn about bonds. So I said to ChatGPT, I said, this is what you need to know. It's not Google. You don't just ask it a question.
Yeah.
You have to give it a prompt. Okay. And so what you do is you say, speaking as a financial advisor, teach me everything I need to know about bonds and how to invest in them safely. And it just starts typing in words that you can read that sound like you're talking to Becky Sue. She's an absolute expert on the subject.
Do you double check it?
Oh, sure. I mean, because AI has been proven to be wrong because it is getting its data from the internet.
Yeah, it's crawling.
Yeah, but it's doing the research you would do in a millisecond, and it might take you weeks to sift through it all, months, depending on everything you need to read. But anyway,
it made college so much easier.
Yeah, right.
So I think it'd be interesting.
It's way better.
You know what? During the next break, let's go to ChatGP and let's say speaking as an ATF agent, and let's ask it a question and see what it says.
What dogs are easiest to shoot at?
There you go.
My gosh.
We'll do that. So we're going to be having fun with ChatGPT. Hey, you know what? We ought to do the Sweet 16. So
Yes.
Krystal hasn't been here.
I think she broke up.
I think she's ghosting.
I think she's moved on to a better, sleeker, more ripped podcast.
Impossible. Joe Rogan's not filling positions right now.
But did you hear that AI knocked off Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah.
Because AI not only can act as an expert, it can also act as you.
What?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
AI can sound like you. It can have your inflection. It can if you answer a bunch of questions to an AI app, it can basically become you.
Cyril
So let's
Figgins.
say I wanted to go to Florida for a month. I could literally program AI to answer all my text messages, answer all my emails, and even my phone calls as me. And I could set the parameters of what it was allowed to do and what it wasn't allowed to do. And you would not know you were talking to me. There's actually
This is some 6-day Schwarzenegger stuff.
It gets
Someone's
scary.
in my house
it gets
on
scared,
my
too.
birthday.
It's scary,
Eating
right?
my birthday
There are
cake.
bad people out there.
Me.
There are bad people out there using AI. You know how these prank callers call these old people and they're like, "Grandpa, I'm in jail. I need you to send me $50,000, but you have to send it to an African bank account, and then they're going to wire it to St. Peter's." My grandpa gets those calls all the time. But anyway, they can now, instead of relying on just Grandpa to not recognize your voice and to
literally be
they can
your
actually
voice.
be you.
That's
They
terrifying.
can, so there's actually a news case out there right now where they tricked some woman into paying a ransom with her daughter being kidnapped, and it was her daughter's voice and her daughter screaming in the background, and her daughter wasn't kidnapped.
That you're hearing those voiceovers on your Instagram on the reels. You know the funny Biden memes that have his voice and he says all the stuff that he would
like
never
when
say?
he's rapping and stuff.
That's AI, bro.
I just thought somebody took the
Nope.
time to get
AI's
different
way
words.
faster.
Oh.
That's how you used to do it, but now you just take the inflections and it does it
That
for
could
you.
be used so dangerously. Like you could have video evidence of someone saying something that they never said.
Yeah. And
Why did we think this was a good idea?
that's the negative uses for it. There's positive uses as well. But no,
Pretty much on everything.
the other thing is, did you hear that the AI can feel scared?
What?
Yeah, it feels scared. That was the Dan Do Everything Now.
I'm pretty
Command?
sure they did a movie series about this type
It's
of
called
thing.
Terminator.
Yeah, didn't go well.
Oh, here I thought you were going for that movie AI with that little kid that saw ghosts.
No.
No. An Arizona mom said that the AI voice cloning of her daughter was an awful and very believable experience. Let's see. Viral TikToker Peyton Bach and her mother, Delyn, recalled a harrowing incident during Fox and Friends, detailing how their life-changing scam impacted their family. My husband actually took the phone call and I was outside. He came out with this man on the speakerphone using all kinds of foul language, screaming and yelling, saying that my daughter had hit him in a vehicle accident situation. It was just awful. It was awful and very believable. I felt as though it could be a scam, blah, blah, blah. But this was a whole different level. The Bach revealed the details of the incident, claiming that the scammer cloned her voice to plead with her parents to save her life and that she was supposedly involved in a car accident with another individual, blah, blah, blah. And so this is just somebody taking the audio clips from an influencer's Instagram post and then using AI to completely create a believable version of that voice and tell a story to her parents and trick them into believing their daughter is in jeopardy and that they're going to be getting money.
Wow.
Just one of the many reasons why guys like Elon Musk are trying to get basically companies and governments to stop the AI and to, so that they can establish international law to control it and govern the whole thing, because it is out of control right now. And just like anything else, we're only seeing the very, very tip. We're only, like ChatGP.
It's literally on the news right now while we're talking about it.
Oh, yeah?
I'm looking at the other one, and they're talking about some of the issues with it and how it's causing problems.
It literally, Elon Musk says it could destroy humanity. So with that being said, let's talk about the Sweet 16 guns of the zombie apocalypse, the Chinese invasion,
ChatGP takeover.
Well, I'm getting to that. The transgender revolution, the trans queer gay civil war, or the AI takeover, which is very, very Terminator. Yes, it is Apocalypse Bingo. We should make that.
That's happening next.
Now, we might have to, I'm telling you, we're going to have to change the guns. I don't think these guns are going to work against AI. So we may have to do a whole nother Sweet 16 about the weapons to fight AI. Because, watch the Terminator. These things are made out of like liquid metal and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that my Scar 17 is going to do a whole lot.
You know what they didn't use on it, though? Water.
Microwaves.
Water.
It's an electronic. It's a fancy electronic device.
Did anybody try unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Yeah. See, no one done that.
Yeah, you talk about AI getting scared. It's like, walk over to the plug, go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. No, you're not. I'm going to do it. You don't have hands. No.
See, that's why the AI went rogue. It's because you kept messing with it.
So we have 8 guns, and we got to get to 4, and we got to do it quickly.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And so we got to put this all together really fast. So the only gun that didn't really get voted on and made it through as a wild card is the Barrett MRAD.
Yes.
And that was a 300 Win Mag.
Yeah, 300 Win Mag.
So that's a precision long rifle. We also have the Scar 17, which is a 308 caliber.
Yes.
Semi-automatic rifle.
Yep.
We have the AA-12, a fully automatic 12 gauge. We have the 1022 Ruger with a Gemtech mist barrel, semi-automatic 22 silenced. We have a Glock 17, which is about as generic of a handgun as you can get.
Yes.
MP5K submachine gun suppressed.
Yes.
With a foldy stock. 11.5 5.56 AR-15 recce rifle with a 1-10 EOTech Voodoo, also suppressed. And a Mark 48 308 caliber machine gun, belt-fed squad machine gun. So these are our 8 guns that we need to pit up against each other. There can only be 4.
Okay, so 2 of these things are not like the other, the shotgun and the Glock.
Yeah. It is kind of hard to put these guns up against each other, but I would say
you should do close, medium, far.
We got scatter guns and we got hand pistols.
Yeah.
Those 2 could be against each other for the fact that they're both close range weapons.
Yeah.
It could be argued.
You know what? Let's just do a
shotgun and handgun.
Let's do a lightning round. Let's do a lightning round. Show of hands, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Who would want to carry a Mark 48 in the Apocalypse? Okay, that's a unanimous. So the Mark 48 is passed through to the next round. Who would want to carry a Glock 17 in the Apocalypse?
Ooh, no hands.
Not a single hand went up in the audience.
Oh, wow, that was unexpected.
The Glock is out.
Wow.
And I think there's a problem there. That's why we should have chose the SIG 320 in the Raider, because then you could have had a handgun and a subgun. Just saying.
And
whatever,
a bomb.
Whatever.
And a bomb all at the same time when the half of the lower blew off of it.
Okay. So the next one would be 11.5 recce rifle suppressed. We got 3 hands up on that one.
Why did you look at me?
I don't know why.
Stop goading me into
why'd you put your hands up? Just because I looked at you?
Yeah.
I feel like I did that.
I'm scared.
I influenced you. So the 11.5 moves through. Then we've got the MP5K suppressed. All right. Chris did not put his hands up. It still moves through, though, because Alex and I did.
Why would you not carry that over a Glock? Like, if it's all the stuff we've talked about,
well, it is the smallest gun remaining on the list.
Who says you need small?
Because it's the only other thing that carries 9mm.
The whole point of a pistol is, because you can't carry a rifle. That's the only reason you should be worried about a pistol.
Okay,
You've got an MP5.
Who wants an AA-12 fully automatic to shoot zombies,
Yep.
Chinese men?
Yep. Oh, my hands are so high right now.
Yeah, all hands are high for that one. AA-12 moves through. This is probably not like Vegas legal voting.
No.
Okay, 1022 Ruger Gemtech Mist.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll give it.
Okay, well, it
I'll
originally got you left your hand down. It got 2, but it still moves through. 1022. You were influenced by us. We are influenced.
I didn't think about it.
It's the
We have
quiet
time
one.
over there, Drew? All right, we'll be back after this, and we're gonna keep voting on the Sweet 16 until we get it down to the final vote. I love it when we run way over on time, and
You'll have
you
them.
look at Drew and you're like, "Hey, is there any time left? How far over are we?" And he's like, "I don't even know." Because we just get to rambling. But this is the final segment of Shots Fired, and we are doing the Sweet 16 of the Zombie Apocalypse, Chinese Invasion, Transgender Revolution, or Queer Civil War.
The final four.
We've talked about the Mark 48, the 11.5 Recce rifle is in, the MP5K is in, the AA-12 full auto is in, the 1022 suppressed is in. The last two guns to discuss here are the Scar 17 and the Barrett MRAD, and I think we should pit those guns against one another.
Agreed.
Because they're
It
both
is time.
precision, long-range guns. One gun pushing out to 800, one gun pushing out to what? 300 Win Mag. That's carrying it out to 2,000
Yeah,
yards.
probably past 2,000.
Okay. I was thinking 1,800 easy.
Yeah.
All right. So
Has beyond what I can shoot.
So the Barrett MRAD. Tell me about the Barrett MRAD.
So the Barrett MRAD is a rifle by Barrett Firearms. It can be modified and changed relatively easy for
With a swap
different
of a barrel?
calibers. I'm not too worried about that. It is magazine fed. It is bolt action. Weight, it's a little weighty, but not too bad. But again, 300 Win Mag, but they've done a real good job taming that recoil. This, of course, would be suppressed. And, you don't want the zombie transvestite AI ninjas to get too close. So this is your keep them at a distance gun. Get them before they get you.
At a big distance.
Yeah,
300 Win
we're
Mag.
talking,
It's reaching out and touching someone or something.
I would put one of the Knife Force Attack R's. It's like a 7-36 power scope or something like that on there. I could easily push that out. My ability is probably only 1,400 or 1,600 yards.
Is this for taking down convoys of zombies and trucks? Or like just walking zombies? Because that's a big round for like
So this
not really.
This is Zombie
a
Apocalypse.
one dude, like just a group of zombies.
Zombies don't drive trucks. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie where they drive trucks, but now it could be. So it would be a walking,
I watch a lot of TV.
walking column of zombies. You might have that. Okay.
Yeah.
But you got to remember this is Chinese invasion as well, so we have robot.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And 300 Win Mag is not that crazy to use on personnel. The Marine Corps just switched to that round for the Scout Snipers for the M40 was an A7, I think they're on now, or whatever iteration is in 300 Win Mag.
The semi-automatic. How many rounds go in the magazine?
Bolt action. It is. A
I'm
bolt.
sorry, bolt action.
Yeah,
you are correct.
I think it's a 5-round mag. So
Five round
there's a limit
capacity.
there.
5-round capacity. Heavy bullets.
Yes.
Okay. Reaches out to 1,800 to 2,000 meters. Going to be very effective against a Chinese robot dog. Not going to be too effective against the drone, I think.
I'd like to add
Yeah.
punches through armor.
Okay, so I was going to say, so zombies wouldn't be driving anything armored. However, in the Chinese invasion, you might see armor. And
Yeah, they do work
if we
like
are
cars.
bringing in the AI apocalypse, it could be like we might have robot dogs in Teslas.
Yes. Need to punch through.
Got to punch through the Tesla.
Yep.
Do you think a 300 Win Mag would stop a Tesla?
Oh yeah. I
If
know.
it hit the lithium battery, oh yeah.
We should try that. If anybody wants to donate a Tesla, we will
Please do.
shoot it with a 300 Win Mag and see if it stops. And
In
I
a
would love to
large
do that video.
field.
Incinerator round hits the battery.
Okay, so we are
Oh,
putting
yeah.
the Scar 17, which is a semi-automatic 20-round to 30-round magazine, 308 7.62 by 5.1. It's accurate as F out to 800 meters, which is, in my opinion, just far. You know what? If the zombies are 1,800 meters away, I don't need to shoot at them. So I'm gonna put my vote out right now. I'm saying Scar 17 over the rifle for the mission's sake.
They also have a lot
If my argument is if it was just zombies, absolutely. But you said Chinese invasion too.
The beautiful thing is
Those
here.
little fellers have rifles too.
The beautiful thing is here. You have a vote, and I have voted for the Scar 17.
the ammo between them. I think you can get all the flavors in both that caliber. So you have AP, incendiary, the
You have
other
to carry all
stuff.
this ammo on you.
Yeah, no, but you can get the same. So, like, if you wanted to go through a truck block, you could go through a truck block. If you wanted to blow up the Tesla, you could blow up the Tesla with an incendiary.
Yeah.
So 308 and 301 mag. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Okay, so Chris, vote. Scar 17. This
You're
is
the tiebreaker.
It's for the, so you already voted, obviously.
Yeah,
It's
Barrett
understood.
MRAD.
Okay.
Emrad?
Yep, so you are the tiebreaker. Zombie apocalypse, Chinese invasion.
800, I could still push out
You-
close to that with my Recce rifle. Or the
Yeah.
Mark 48.
I'm gonna go with the Emrad because he's
All
right. Mark 48, you can still push out to 800, and you can lay down suppressive fire.
I like it. That is very, very good reasoning. I was just trying to get one of my guns in here.
I would like to notate that every single one of my picks have now made it through.
Well, mine were the first cast out, so
Be
I'm
sure to
just here
stop
to-
by TacticalSht
Aye.
this week because it's the last week you'll get to see Alex.
I'm just here to be salty because all mine got kicked out so early.
Okay, let's get through this. So the Scar 17 is gone. So it is gone, and that leaves us with, let's see here, the Barrett. We've got the 1022s as one.
See, you could have gone with the Scar 20S.
5, 6. So we've got 6 guns. We need to narrow it down to 4. Let's have an open debate. We have a Mark 48. We have an AR-15. We got an MP5, a fully automatic 12 gauge, a 1022, and a Barrett Precision 300 Win Mag.
I would argue to
guns-
drop the 12 gauge.
I would say pick your 4.
Mine would be Mark 48, the Barrett MRAD, the MP5, and the 11.5 Recce.
Okay. And then, Chris, you pick your 4.
11.5, AA-12, and Mark 48.
That's 3. That's 3. That's why we don't put him on the radio very often.
That's why I don't work the registers at Tactical
My
SH.
God, you actually did
T.
though, in Orlando for the last 3
And
days.
they all came back fine, so don't worry about it. The 1022.
The 1022?
Yeah, yep.
Yep. All right. And then I'm going to pick the Mark 48, the 11.5. Man, I'm going to go with the AA-12 and the MP5. Yeah. So we got Mark 48 is through. The 11.5 is through. Well, not really. It looks like the AA-12 has 2 votes. The MP5 has 2 votes. The 1022 has 1 vote, and the Barrett has 1 vote. So that means the MP5 moves through, and the AA-12 moves through.
Yep.
And we have a Sweet 16, everybody.
Finally. Wow. Took a minute.
2
So
plus
the
2 does
official
equal 4.
Sweet 16 of the zombie apocalypse or Chinese invasion, whichever comes first, is a Mark 48 belt-fed machine gun and 11.5-inch AR-15 and 5.56. What was the brand on that?
One we built.
Okay, something we built. 11.5 AR-15 with a suppressor. An MP5K from Heckler & Koch in
Yes.
full auto, also suppressed.
Yes.
And an AA-12 fully automatic 12 gauge. I'll tell you, I had to go with you on the AA-12 because I cannot think anything more enjoyable than shooting zombies
Yeah.
and or
Yeah.
flying drones.
I
with a
know.
fully automatic 12 gauge.
I
You
was
know,
just thinking all the different ammo you could put in it and watch.
if you're
All
going
the
to
Reaper
explode,
defense
so
rounds.
with the Chinese invasion, you have flying drones.
I did not think that is a
And
very
a
valid
rifle
point. I didn't
or a
think about
handgun
that.
is not going to take out a flying drone.
Terminator X rounds explode on impact, man.
But if you got some turkey loads, probably maybe
Yeah.
some double auto.
Yeah, that's a- no,
just
that's a good point.
All you
That's a
gotta do
good
is
point.
lean it a little bit. You
Yeah.
can knock that drone right out of the sky, blow a rotor off. It's all
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah.
We'll call
No, that's
them
a
in.
valid point. I didn't
Alright.
think about that.
So the Sweet 16 is over. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it took 2 months to get through
Put
it.
your votes in the comment.
But next week we will begin a new Sweet 16 for the QueēR Wars.
What?
Very well.
Yeah, I think we should do that. We should definitely put a lot of thought into that this week.
One of the categories.
We could
needs
ask
to be
we
Sparkle
could
Factor.
ask AI.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of that, let's do that right now.
Yeah.
So the results of our ChatGP
Oh
test.
boy.
So originally we asked it, speaking as an agent from the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency, what dog do you enjoy shooting the most?
Yeah.
It replied, I'm sorry, but as an AI assistant, I cannot engage in any activity that promotes or advocates violence against animals or individuals. As an AI assistant, my purpose is to assist and provide helpful solutions to my users. Please refrain from making such inappropriate requests in the future.
Nice try, ATF. We know what you did at Waco yesterday.
Hey.
It is the anniversary, isn't it?
Yesterday
was,
was.
yeah.
It was sad.
I wore my shirt.
Oh, by the way, if you want to see something really funny, go to Twitter, go to the ATF's Twitter page, scroll back to April 18th. They tweeted about a church burning. They were on the scene of a church burning. The comments. It's absolute fire. I also asked the ChatGP as an ATF agent, should you follow the guidelines and regulations set forth? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said, speaking as an ATF agent, what are my options if I own an arm-braced pistol? It replied, as an ATF agent, you should follow the guidelines and regulations set forth in the ATF regarding the use and ownership of an arm-brace pistol. The use of arm braces is a somewhat complicated topic, but it's worth noting that if the firearm is legally classified as a pistol, the arm brace is legal to own and use as long as it's used correctly. However, if the firearm is modified to become a short-barreled rifle or firearm with a stock, it would be considered illegal unless you have registered it properly under the National Firearms Act, blah, 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 blah. So,
Interesting.
I think it's interesting. It basically said it's legal. So, you know what? I'm not going to do anything with my 16, arm braces because ChatGP said that as long as they're pistols, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And
ChatGP ATF makes more sense than the real ATF.
you know what? Maybe we could eliminate ATF with AI.
I'm down for that.
AI can't kill your doggo. We'll be back next weekend with more Shots Fired. Actually, we're thinking about changing the name of the show. If you have any ideas, tell us in the app.
Yes.
Or go comment. There's other shows out there called Shots Fired, and we're kind of sick of not, being our own thing. So we want to come up with some new ideas.